students, in last class we discussed about the DC low line of PN junction diode, and after we discussed about the Zener diode along with VI characteristics of Zener diode and Zener diode applications. Today we will discuss about the one of the major application of PN junction diode as rectifiers. Rectifier is nothing but an electron circuit which converts pure AC signal into pulsating DC. Where we are using these rectifier circuits, in general, all the power supply systems having rectifier circuits. For that, we should know the power supply system. So, we need to know about the power supply system. Power supply is a system which converts AC power into DC power. Why we need to convert AC to DC? Because most of the electronic device and circuits working with DC power only. So, the input of power supply can be considered as AC power, and output of power supply can be considered as DC power. Yes. So what are the major blocks inside the power supply? We said rectifiers is one of the major block in the power supply. So you can observe the major blocks in the power supply are rectifier, filter, voltage regulator. So its input is pure AC and output is stable DC. So we can say a regulated power supply is interconnection of rectifier, filter and voltage regulator. This rectifier circuit converts pure AC to pulsating DC, and filter circuit pulsating DC to pure DC, voltage regulator pure DC to stable DC. What is pulsating DC? Pulsating DC is nothing but it is a combination of AC components and DC components. So when you are giving the input pure AC to rectifier circuit, the rectifier circuit will provide the pulsating DC. That means it is not pure DC, it is a combination of AC plus DC output. So ultimate output is pure DC or stable DC. For that we need to eliminate the or we need to remove the AC components in the pulsating DC. To eliminate or to remove the AC components in the pulsating DC, we are using the filter circuit. By using the filter circuit, we can remove the AC components in the DC pulsating DC, then you will get the pure DC. After getting the pure DC, we need to provide the stable DC output. So the filter output is pure DC, but it is not stable, it is fluctuating output. To remove the fluctuations in the pure DC, we are using the voltage regulator. By using the voltage regulator, we are providing the constant voltage or stable voltage. Yes. So these kind of power supplies, you can say your mobile charger is nothing but the power supply. You are supplying the AC power as input, and your mobile charger output is DC power, and which is given to your mobile. Yes. So your mobile charger contains this rectifier block, filter block and voltage regulator block. Yes. If you are not getting stable DC, what happens? Due to the fluctuations in the DC power supply, your mobile may damage. Yes. So we need to use the voltage regulator. Clear? So in this rectifier circuits, we are using PN junction diodes. Yes. So PN junction diodes are used in rectifier to convert from pure AC to pulsating DC. And these filters are used to remove the unwanted AC components in the pulsating DC. For that, we'll use the capacitive or inductive filters. And after getting the pure DC, to eliminate the fluctuations in the pure DC, to provide the constant voltage or stable DC, we'll use the voltage regulator. In this voltage regulator circuit, we'll use Zener diodes. So the major application of p junction diode is rectifier. The major application of Zener diode is voltage regulator. So you can observe the each block in the power supply and each block outputs. So pure AC you can observe here as a sinusoidal signal and pulsating DC. Here you can observe. So both are pulsating DC only. And pure DC, it is fluctuating, but it is DC. And stable DC, it is constant. It is not fluctuating with the time period. Yes. So now we'll discuss about the. So here I'm indicating this pure AC signal as sinusoidal signal. So from that we can observe, we can say it is varies periodically. Yes, the signal is varying periodically, and the signal is bidirectional. That means the signal lies on both above and below the time axis, and the average value of this signal, the sinusoidal signal, is always 0. That means it is pure AC. It does not contain any DC components. So DC is nothing but average value. So its average value equals to 0. And it has no harmonics. Harmonic is nothing but multiple frequencies in a signal. So this sinusoidal signal does not have harmonics. Yes. So generally harmonics will present in non-sinusoidal signals. Next, properties of pulsating DC. Here you can observe the waveforms of pulsating DC. These signals also varies periodically, but these are unidirectional. Means the signal lies only one side of time axis, either it is above the axis or below the time axis. And it is a pulsating signal, so it's a combination of AC plus DC. So the average value of the signal does not 0 because the signal contains AC components as well as DC components. So the average value or DC value in the signal is non-zero. And this signal has harmonics. Why? Because in general harmonic does not present in the sinusoidal. So it is not a sinusoidal. So it may have harmonics. Harmonics means multiple frequencies. Yes. Rectifier. So we already know these are electron circuits which converts pure AC into pulsating DC. These rectifiers are classified into two types based on its output DC values, that are classified as low voltage rectifier and high voltage rectifier. These low voltage rectifiers provides the low output DC voltage, and the high voltage rectifiers provides the high DC output voltage. So low voltage rectifiers generally used in our electron circuits which are less power rating circuits. So these low voltage rectifiers are constructed by using the our p junction diodes, and these high voltage rectifiers are having high power rating. So these are constructed by using the power electronic device that are silicon controlled rectifiers. Silicon controlled rectifier. These power electronic device silicon rectifier circuits. So by using you can construct different types of rectifiers similar to your normal p junction diode, but the silicon controlled rectifier is a power electronic device, it has high power rating. Yes, and it provides the high DC output voltage. So the silicon control rectifiers are comes under the high voltage rectifiers. So now we are discussing about the our PN junction diode applications. So our PN junction diodes are used in low voltage rectifiers. So these low voltage rectifiers are again classified into two types based on its rectification. Yes, so that are off wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So in this off wave rectifier, it rectifies only off of the input signal, and full wave rectifier, it rectifies or it converts from AC to pulse DC as full signal. Yes, again this full wave rectifier is two types based on the construction, that are center tap rectifier and bridge rectifier. In this center tap rectifier, we are using center tap transformer. In bridge rectifier, we are constructing the rectifier circuit in bridge model. Clear? So we are saying our PN junction diode is acting as rectifier. So for that we need to remember the we need to recall the our PN junction diode operation. Yes. So we know our PN junction diode conducts only in one direction. It conducts when forward biased, while practically it does not conduct when reverse biased. Yes. So we know our PN junction diode is one direction. It conducts when our diode is in forward bias, and it does not conduct when our diode is reverse bias. So due to this reason, this PN junction diode converts AC supply to DC supply. Yes. So it is converted from alternative voltage to direct current voltage. Alternative current to direct current. Clear? So now we'll discuss about the rectifier circuits. So firstly we'll discuss about half wave rectifier. You can construct the half wave rectifier with one diode and resistive load. Here in low voltage rectifiers, we are using step down transformer, because by converting the higher AC voltage to the lower AC voltage, we are protecting our diodes. Yes. So we are supplying the power supply as 230 volts and 50 Hz. It is pure AC. So when you are giving directly 230 volts 50 Hz to your diode may damage due to the high power. So to obtain the low DC voltage, we need to convert higher AC to lower AC. That means we are stepping down the power initially. So in first step, we are using the step down transformer. By using the step down transformer, we are converting from higher AC voltage to the lower AC voltage. Yes, it is stepping down. Yes, so we are supplying the 220 volts or 230 volts RMS and 50 Hz. Yes, and it is given to the primary winding of transformer, and secondary winding is always providing the lower voltage, because secondary winding turns is small compared to the primary winding. Yes, so the output of secondary winding is connected to the diode, and then after other it is connected to the ground or resistive load. Clear? So the output of second winding is pure AC voltage, and it is very small to protect the diode. Yes, why we are using step down transformer here? To provide the low DC voltage and if you are not stepping down, our diode may damage. Yes, so we are supplying the 230 volts 50 Hz as RMS, and step down is also again VI, is also pure AC and RMS voltage. Clear? So our rectifier circuit consists of resistive load and rectifying element as our diode. Yes, and the source of AC voltage all connected in series. Yes, so to obtain the DC voltage, desired DC voltage across the load, the AC voltage is applied to a rectifier circuit by using our step-down transformer. Yes, so in this step-down transformer, secondary winding turns is very small compared to the primary winding. Okay, so here VI is the pure AC RMS value and it is output of secondary winding. So we are considering this one as VI equals to Vm sin omega t. It is sinusoidal signal, or we can write Vm sin alpha. Yes, so Vm is a magnitude. So here it is represented in the waveform sinusoidal signal. Yes, so it is plus Vm and minus Vm. So Vm is the peak value of the sinusoidal signal, and positive peak to negative peak, this is peak to peak, this value equals to 2 Vm plus Vm to minus Vm. So the total value equals to 2 Vm. It is peak to peak value. So RMS value of this sinusoidal signal equals to Vm by root 2. RMS value of sinusoidal signal equals to Vm by root 2, and omega naught equals to, it is fundamental frequency of sinusoidal signal, it is equals to 2f 25 f naught. Now we will discuss about the operation of the circuit. So now we are giving the AC this sinusoidal signal to the your diode. So we are indicating point A and point B. So during the positive off cycle of input AC voltage, terminal A becomes positive with respect to terminal B. Yes. So the diode is forward bias and current flows in the circuit. Yes. So when you are considering the 0 to F, 0 to 5, so it is positive cycle. So when I am applying the positive cycle to our diode, at point A is more positive. You can observe the point A, it is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So it is more positive compared to the terminal B. So diode is in forward biased. Yes, when the diode is in forward biased, it conducts so current flowing in the circuit. Yes, so this current is also flowing through the load resistive. Load resistive, it is RL. Yes, so this current is I. So output across this load is V0. During the negative off cycle, that means 5 to 2 pi, time period 5 to 2 pi. During the negative off cycle, terminal A is negative with respect to the terminal B. Yes, terminal A is negative with respect to the terminal B. Now diode becomes reverse bias. Hence, no current flows in the circuit. So it is open circuited. Yes. So now you can observe the output waveform here. When you are giving the positive off cycle, it the diode is in forward bias, so it starts the conduction. So you can observe output V0 equals to I into RL. So it is Vm, same input. Yes. Then after we are giving the negative off cycle during the 5 to 25 time period. So in this time period, so here diode is in reverse bias, so it does not conduct, so there is no current. So output across load resistor is 0, so it is open circuited, so it is 0. After again 25 to 35, again it is positive off cycle, so again diode is positive forward bias, so current is flowing through the resistive load, so again it is input. It is same as input because we are considering, so there is no drop across the diode. Yes, again 35245, again negative off cycle, so diode in reverse bias. So again you can observe the diode in reverse bias, no conduction. So during the positive cycle, so I am considering the case 1, it is my alpha is 0 to 5. So Vi is positive, input is positive. So we can say V naught equals to Vi. And case 2, the time period is 5 to 25. Now Vi is negative, diode is reverse bias. So it is open circuited, V naught equals to 0. Clear? So now we need to discuss about the sum of the parameters of a rectifier. So it is analysis purpose. So instantaneous output current. Yes, again we are considering two cases. One is time period 0 to 5, another one is 0 to 0 to 5 and 5 to 25. So in case 1, 0 to 5, so diode is forward biased. So when the diode is in forward bias, the resistance offered by the diode is very small. Yes, so we are naming that one as RF. Yes, it is also called as internal resistance. Yes, so by applying the KVL, yes, it is minus Vi. So current flowing in the circuit is I. So I into RF plus I into RL. So the diode is replaced with the forward resistance or RF. So Vi equals to I into RF plus I into RL. From that we can say I equals to Vi by RF plus RL. So we already know Vi is sinusoidal signal. It is Vm sin alpha by RF plus RL. Yes. So Vm by RF plus RL is nothing but again current. So current magnitude can be written as Im. So Im sin alpha. So Im sin alpha is the peak output current. It is nothing but Vm by RF plus RL. So in second case, that means during the time period of 5 to 25, so diode is reverse bias. In reverse bias, it is open circuited. So negligible current flowing in the, that means minority charge carrier current is flowing in the reverse bias. So it is very small, we are neglecting, that means it is considered as a 0. Yes, so we already know the minority or reverse bias reverse oscillation current is very high in the germanium compared to the silicon. So we are neglecting 0 means we are always preferring the silicon diodes over the germanium diode because the reverse oscillation current in silicon is small compared to the germanium. Yes, so we can say the current is equals to 0. So we can define instantaneous current in the off-wave rectifier I equals to Im sin alpha during 0 to 5 and I equals to 0 5 to 25. Yes, by using these voltage and current values, we can analyze the different parameters of rectifiers such as average value of output voltage or output current, RMS value of output current, along with efficiency, ripple factor, and some other parameters. We'll discuss in next video. Thank you.